I want you to close your eyes for a second. Actually, don't. Keep watching. Because what I'm about to tell you is something most people never think about until it's too late. It's day 3. No electricity. Your phone is dead. The food in your fridge has been rotting since yesterday. Your kids are asking why the lights won't turn on. And outside, the streets are quiet. Too quiet. No hum of AC units. No TVs flickering through the windows. Just silence. And somewhere in the distance, you can hear a generator. But it's not yours. This is not a movie. This is not a conspiracy theory. This has already happened. In Texas, in 2021, over 4 million homes lost power in the middle of winter. People burned furniture to stay warm. Pipes burst. Grocery stores ran out of food in 48 hours. And the grid was only down for a few days. Now imagine 30. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. And the more I researched, the more I realized. Most of us are one bad storm, one solar flare, one cyber attack away from being completely helpless inside our own homes. And nobody talks about this. Not really. Because it's uncomfortable. Because it forces you to ask a question you don't want to answer. If the power went out tomorrow and didn't come back for a month, would you and your family be okay? Let me walk you through what actually happens, week by week. Because this is where it gets real. In the first 24 hours, it feels almost manageable. You light some candles. You eat whatever was already cooked. You charge your devices on your car battery. People are inconvenienced, but they're calm. They think it'll come back soon. It always comes back soon, right? By day 3, the refrigerator is gone. Everything's spoiled. You're eating canned food, if you have it. The water pressure starts to drop in some areas because pumping stations run on electricity too. Your phone still works, barely. But cell towers have backup power for about 72 hours. After that, silence. By the end of the first week, the real problems begin. Medication that needs refrigeration, insulin, heart medication. People with home medical equipment, oxygen machines, dialysis. They're now in crisis. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Gas stations can't pump fuel. Cash only, if stores are even open. And here's the part nobody tells you. By week 2, it's not just an inconvenience anymore. It's a survival situation. And the people who are okay? They're not the ones who panicked and bought a generator last minute. They're the ones who had already thought about this. Who had a plan. Who had a way to produce their own energy, independent of whatever was happening outside their door. I'm not here to scare you. I genuinely mean that. Fear without direction is useless. What I want is to make you think. Because here's the truth. The grid is older and more fragile than any government will openly admit. The average age of power transformers in the US is over 40 years. Some of the most critical components take 12 to 18 months to replace if they fail. 12 to 18 months. Let that sink in. So what do you actually do with this information? That's the question I asked myself. And I started looking into real, practical solutions. Not the expensive stuff, not the complicated stuff. Things that an actual person living in an actual house could realistically put together without being an engineer. And I came across something that genuinely surprised me. There's a system. I'll leave the link in the comments because I don't want to make this video feel like a sales pitch. That's not what this is. But it's a guide that walks you through building your own backup energy source, step by step. And what caught my attention wasn't just the concept. It was how accessible it is. How it's designed for people who have never done anything like this before. If you're curious, check it out. It might be exactly what you're looking for, or it might not be your thing, but it's worth a few minutes of your time. Link is in the comments. Back to week 3. Water. This is the one people forget about the most. Most municipal water systems depend on electric pumps. When the grid goes down long enough, water pressure drops. Taps run dry. And suddenly, the most basic human need becomes the most urgent crisis. People who had stored water, who had a filtration system, who had thought even one step ahead, they were the ones who were okay. Not heroes, not preppers with bunkers, just people who had made 1 or 2 smart decisions before the emergency happened. By day 30, the social fabric starts to fray. This has been documented. It happened in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria, where some communities went without power for nearly a year. The people who made it through with their dignity and their families intact were the ones who had built some level of independence before the crisis hit. Energy independence, water independence, food independence. even partial independence, even just having one of those things figured out changes everything. I'm not telling you to go off the grid. I'm not telling you to buy $10,000 worth of equipment. I'm telling you to ask yourself an honest question. What would happen to the people I love if the power went out tonight and didn't come back for a month? If you don't have a good answer to that question, it might be time to find one. The link is in the comments. Take a look, do your own research, make your own decision. That's all I'm asking. And if this video made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is right now.